So look at Brock Purdy here, quarterback of the 49ers. Okay. And 49ers, they're supposed to play the Cardinals on the 21st of September. So that's Sunday, right? And Brock Purdy is highly unlikely, according to the Associated Press, highly unlikely to start because of a toe injury. Purdy was officially listed as questionable for the game against the Cardinals, with a final decision on his status likely to come on Sunday. Coach Kyle Shanahan said Purdy could be available as the backup or the emergency third quarterback if he can't start. A lot of progress, and thought he had a good week one, Shanahan said. We'll see how he does tomorrow. It's highly unlikely that he will start. Mac Jones would start his second game for the 49ers if Purdy isn't ready. Jones threw for 279 yards and 3 TDs in his first start, last week against New Orleans. So now we have Mac Jones in the mix. Okay. And that's amazing. That's amazing because that's going to come into play later on. As I put this breakdown together just based on what I saw with the title, and we get a full breakdown out of that. So now, as I look through the article, we add further pieces to this puzzle, right? So that's amazing. So if I remember, I will have to bring that up later when we get to that point, because all of these stories, they're all connected. Okay, so that Mac Jones piece, that's a very, very nice add-on to what we got going here. Okay, so let me look at that. So you see that right there? So you see the toes.
49ers quarterback Brock Purdy is slated for a possible multi-week absence after sustaining a moderate grade turf toe injury on this play. Let's break this down. Coach Shanahan mentioned the injury occurred on this play. We're going to see Purdy scrambling to get out of bounds. Keep a close eye on that right planted foot. This sequence right here, you'll see his forefoot is planted while all 200 pounds of Julian Love lands on the back of his heel. If you follow the contouring of his leg, his foot is in plantar flexion with the toe in hyperextension. This is the big toe fully flexed, and here it is in extension. This animation shows extension closer to 30 or 35 degrees. However, a healthy MTP joint can be stretched up to 60 degrees when you apply a force.
So who's that guy? Who's the guy's name? It sounded like Jordan Love, right? But we know Jordan Love isn't on the Seahawks. So that was from week one. Who injured the toe of Brock Purdy? Let's see if Google tells us. Julian Love. Okay, I guarantee that guy is connected to Jordan Love. Okay, so Julian Love of the Seahawks. I guess, he's the guy synced up with this injury here. Okay, so and we may revisit that
40
in a little bit. So check this out. And I just did the top 15 born in Arizona, famous, born or lives in Arizona. And I just did the Brock Purdy decode with that Arizona connection. So look at this. He's born in Arizona where the Cardinals play, and he's a member of the rival 49ers, right? So we get this story now, highly unlikely to start against the Cardinals. Remember, the cardinal, the bird, makes the purdy, purdy, purdy sound. Okay? And I don't think none of this is a coincidence. You see Arizona native, Brock Purdy. Now we get another Cardinal connection with him trending. with him born in Arizona. Look at that, because Cardi B is trending. That's the last decode I dropped. So look at how the algorithm works here with these stories. So the algorithm is causing these stories by the language, okay? Look at this. Cardi B releases highly anticipated album, Am I the Drama? And you get Cardi in Cardinals right there. Isn't that absolutely incredible? There's more Cardi B to come. Joe Burrow, he also has a toe injury. I don't know the update on that, but it's trending. It was like last week or something like that. Bengals Joe Burrow on crutches. Joe toe injury. So now we get this other toe injury with Brock Purdy. Look, Burrow B, Bengals B, Brock B. So when I see a toe injury with Brock Purdy, I'm like, oh, look, Cardi B, B, Brock B, Bengals B, Burrow B. Look at that. But when I see toe injury with Purdy, immediately I'm like, okay, I show that all of these trending stories are fake. I'm like, so that's got to be connected to Joe Burrow. And now you get that B connection, don't you? Can you believe it? They're born in the same month. Joe Burrow and Brock Purdy. Purdy December 27, Burrow December 10. You get these two quarterbacks here. Notice how Joe Burrow's mother, her name is Robin Burrow, and a robin is a bird. Like a cardinal. Unlikely to start is Brock Purdy against the Arizona Cardinals. And remember, the cardinal, the bird, makes a purdy, purdy, purdy sound. Okay? Which I've covered on more than a few occasions. Look at Robin Burrow, the mother of Joe, and of course she's got those Bengal colors there, right? Joe Burrow is born in Iowa, and Brock Purdy played college football at Iowa State University. Come on, right? This is what the script says, okay? That's why I like actually making videos, decoding, because that's not my opinion. Okay? You know how many videos they let go viral where it's just regurgitated information, just what the fake news is reporting? Right? Dumb videos, right? If we can weed all of that out, you would think that this video would have more, uh, would be a better video, right? Because I'm decoding and not everybody knows this information, but this is a fact. And these are world stage characters. This is what they're telling us about the characters. Anybody can look at this, but you get all the distractions with those dumb videos, all of the reels. So, what are the odds when I keep looking into these characters? I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of burrow bird, to be honest. So when I look into all of these trending stories and I look more into these characters, what are the odds of all of this? Even the in-state rival of Iowa State, Iowa Hawkeyes, that's kind of like a bird too, isn't it? But anyways, the characters, I'm not going to really say that, oh, they look identical. I'm not going to say anything like that. I'm just showing a picture side by side. Um, you know, They don't look tremendously different, do they? There's another character that I'm going to bring up connected to these two, and it's absolutely amazing. And what we'll do is, we'll revisit that conversation here in a little bit, or we'll revisit that point here shortly when I bring up the other character. Look, Cardi B is trending, right? I just showed you earlier. Now look how she is still connected with this trending story, because the 5 boroughs in New York are Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island. And Cardi B is representing the Bronx. Borough, like Joe Burrow. So what do you think about that? Fake world, but we're not done. Carson Palmer has the same birthday as Brock Purdy, former quarterback, now retired. Okay? He played for the Bengals like Joe Burrow played for the Bengals. He even has 9 on his jersey right there with the Bengals like Joe Burrow. Carson Palmer went on to play for the Arizona Cardinals. Like Purdy. He's not going to start against the Cardinals Sunday? What are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? I was thinking to myself, wow, we get the Cardinal Bengal connection. I know Carson Palmer has a Cardinal Bengal connection. I look up Carson Palmer. He's got the same birthday as Brock Purdy. Isn't that amazing? Right? So, and he even wore the 3 for the Cardinals and the 9 for the Bengals. You see right there? The side by side picks. Arizona equals 39. Okay? Notice how Carson Palmer is born in 79. Highly unlikely equals 79. 49ers Brock Purdy highly unlikely to start Sunday against the Cardinals because of a toe injury. Toe like Joe Burrow, also with the toe injury. He played for the Iowa State Cyclones, did Purdy. 97. The 79 reverse, again to sync up with Carson Palmer. Notice those other connections. We're going to come back to those right now. The 65 and the 56. This is 97 days before Brock Purdy's birthday. Is this game trending? Won't start against the Cardinals. 97 days before his birthday is the game, week 3. You see that? Iowa State Cyclones 97, highly unlikely 79. Carson Palmer born in 79. This toe injury occurred September 7th, 9/7, or the 7th day of the 9th month against the Seahawks. Remember I told you we would come back to Julian Love? They say Julian Love caused this toe injury. Arizona's birthday is Valentine's Day. Love. And I just caught that. I knew it. I knew it. Arizona's birthday is Valentine's Day, which is associated with love. You see the hearts? Right there. The world, everything is ran on the algorithm, okay? Now I want to look at Jordan Love. right? Now I want to look at Jordan Love. So there's going to be Jordan Love connections. Don't forget Michael Jordan on Valentine's Day wore number 12 for one game, and it was on Valentine's Day. Remember Aaron Rodgers played for the Packers. He wore number 12, right? And look at Jordan Love's birthday, November 2. 112 is like 12. You see that right there? And Brock Purdy, Carson Palmer, and Joe Burrow, all of their birthdays are in the 12th month. What do you think about that? Isn't that wild? Here's Julian Love again right here. I'm not really necessarily catching anything. I like to just catch stuff like bam. I don't really like to go too deep because the video would be like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? But there's Julian Love right there. Isn't that amazing? Love. And that's an amazing Arizona connection right there, okay? And that 9-7, that's amazing, okay? And you know what? OJ Simpson, his birthday is July 9, 7-9. Simp son, Carson Palmer, born in 79. You see that right there? So it's like, how deep do you want to go? Isn't that awesome? And look, Brett James, he dies in a plane crash. Remember Arizona airplanes? This is trending, right? Arizona beat the Yankees after 9/11 in the World Series. Arizona airplanes, towers. This guy dies 7 days after the 9/11 anniversary. This guy's born in 68. I forgot to mention, this is a country singer, right? Um, I forgot to mention all of the 68s that are associated with 9/11 as well. I'm not really going to repeat them right now, but I forgot to mention that in the live. But notice this guy's birthday, 6/5. Remember back here? Highly unlikely, the quote, 6/5. Iowa State Cyclones, 6/5. Brock Purdy, 5/6, like the fifth day of the 6th month. Look at that 15 on his Iowa State jersey. Remember, Arizona equals 105, like 15. And this guy dies in a plane crash 105 days before his birthday. Brett James. After his birthday, excuse me. And go look at my last live stream. You know, fake live stream, right? Because this stuff is all, it's not legitimate, right? But the info I'm giving you is legitimate, but it's not really live. They want everybody to think that they're a celebrity just to keep the ball rolling with the entertainment, the distraction of living in a fake world. You know, Hollywood, all the celebrities going down. Oh, we're the new celebrities. I want to be a celebrity. No. Maybe if you're a girl rocking your cleavage hanging out, you're going to get bots and automatically people are going to click on it. You know what I'm saying? Or you're a sellout in another type of form, right? But what do you think about that? And now look at Carson Palmer, Brock Purdy, and Joe Burrow. So, what are these characters related? You know, are these characters related? How did the world begin? Did it begin with a couple of family members? And how did the world grow into billions of people? Would those family members have to sleep with each other? Is that could be a question to multiply? Is it something, That's interesting, isn't it? Um, is there something else being done with the DNA? Look at Palmer's got the P like Purdy. Remember Brett James, the plane crash? Trending. He just died. Brock Br. I just showed you Simp Son, Car Son. So look at these birthdays with these three guys. I mean, is Carson Palmer the father? Or, I've witnessed this. This is where I push back possibly a little bit on Richard West's opinion. We all have our own opinions, right? It's whatever. It's all, I respect that. But I think this stuff goes more deeper into us being in a fake world, more on our level as well. I think that's the big secret, because they want the celebrities to distract us. I think the big secret is they don't want us talking about how we're fake in a fake world. Okay? Everything we do now is in a system. You may get approved on it, but you know what? We're not programmed to look into our life and decode our life. Well, I've done it. Uh, there's some sellouts on YouTube who would actually shame you for doing that when you're decoding. And I think because they're gatekeeping that information, I think that's the big secret. I've looked into it, and I'm not saying that's totally different than what Richard West is talking about, because he knows his connections with characters on the world stage as well. And obviously they're going to script these celebrities to follow storylines. I understand that. But think about how everything we do is numbers, and how we're given numbers at birth. I've looked into the celebrities connected with my last name, and it's absolutely amazing. There's even a couple of them where I'm like, wow, I kind of resemble them. So, are we related to characters with our last name by DNA somehow? I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? So I don't want to babble too much about that, cuz then it kind of gets into more of my opinion, which it is okay to give my opinion. But like I said earlier, I don't really try to make these videos just, oh, let me give my opinion. If that were to be the majority of what I do, I would just come on and be like, oh, look at this new McDonald's burger. Let me taste it and give my opinion. Like, yeah, that is talented. That's not what and if you do that, it's whatever, and shit, maybe I will start doing that. Isn't this amazing though? Look how Cardi B even has the CAR like Carson, and again like Cardinals. Carson Palmer playing for the Cardinals, Cardi B trending. So you can see how Cardi B, remember, from a borough in New York, even Bronx has the B, Borough B, Bengals B, Burrow like Joe Burrow, even Brooklyn's got the B there. Look at all the words within the words here. You see? Fake world, right? We are in the 9th month as well. Burrow with the 9. Palmer wore the 9 with the Bengals. I mean, isn't that amazing? Shout out to Richard West as well, because he made a video on the 9s the other day. Aaron Donald, right? With the 99. Aaron is even like Rodgers. And I think that was a Matthew Stafford connection in there as well. And I think he had the 9, if I'm not mistaken. But look at this stuff, man. Right? Cardi B, Cardinals, Carson Palmer plays for the Bengals, like Joe Burrow, and then goes on to the Cardinals. Robin Burrow, come on, man. Brock Purdy may not They say he's not going to start against the Cardinals. Go look at the Brock Purdy uh, most famous video I did. He's on the list. Go look at that video because I go a little bit more and I show other Cardinal connections in that video. So this is just the pattern and this is just the fake world that we're in, okay? It's all on the language. Letters are numbers. Remember, Arizona equals 39. You see the 3 and the 9 right there. And of course, Cardi B is connected with Stefan Diggs now, okay? And now they're pregnant. There's going to be drama about it later. Trust me. Is it offsets? Is it Stefan Diggs? Remember, Mac Jones, they said, will start if Purdy can't start against the Cardinals. Mac Jones was a Patriot. Stefan Diggs is on the Patriots. I told you we were going to come back to that. You see that? Look at that right there. And this is a Jimmy Garoppolo connection as well because he went from the Patriots to the 49ers. So look, Mac Jones, I see him with the Patriots there. Now they say he's with the 49ers. So you see how this works? Look how this works right here, okay? He's got that September 5 birthday. So he is also born in this month that we're currently in. You see that? Right? So, I mean, you just can't deny it, man. You just can't deny it. I'll refresh these videos and I'm like, man, sometimes they play, sometimes they don't.
Will Purdy play? Comments suggest he has a real chance, but turf toe data says a week 4 return is more likely. He's reportedly in practice and moving, but gingerly, so his ability to push off may still be limited.
All right, so that was that, huh? Amazing, huh? Pretty damn amazing. I like to look at it's like I don't even really need this stuff. You know, you got a lot of numbers in there that sync up with some other stuff going on, but it's like it's not even really necessary, huh? Isn't that awesome? So I'm not going to scroll down the article this time. I'm just going to leave it at that cuz I mean that's about as good as it gets if you ask me. And I'm still not perfect and I still make mistakes, okay? So if there's anything else, let me know. 49ers Brock Purdy highly unlikely to start Sunday against the Cardinals because of a toe injury. I'll see you next time.